Welcome to CanHammer, everybody, your source for 40k from the Great White North. I'm back with Francois.
Hey.
Francois is actually very nicely filled in tonight for Adam, who unfortunately had to work, so couldn't play tonight. Francois was around, and we were supposed to play last week, but had the bump. So actually we got the game in the end, and the game was as we were going to do, which is the Revenge of the Ultramarines versus my Footlist. Footless version 2 though, so we'll see. So we're going to be playing tonight, and I think it's going to be an interesting game. I am very much lacking in mobility. You don't have that much mobility, but you have outflanking and more than me.
The war suits are fast, so if I play them right, I can do some stuff. You know?
So we'll see how it goes. First time playing the Allarus Terminators in a long time, and let's just see how it goes. We'll be back with the army lists. Okay, here's my Custodes list version 2. So I got rid of the battalion as I've always wanted. Don't want to run a battalion just for the sake of battalion. So I've only got one unit of sagittarum. Okay, anyway, so we got valoris. We've got a biker cat with the Auric Aquilus. We now have a vexilla with a storm shield and a misericordia, and he's the warlord as usual. Then we have one full 5-man unit of sagittarum, all misericordias. We have 5 big boys, 5 aquilon terminators with 3 fire pikes. They're the guys with the elastics. And then we've got a unit of 6 allarus terminators coming back hot. We'll see what happens. And 6 venatari with their last chance to make a good impression, this time running spears for a bit more combat punch. And that's it. That's 2,000 points. Let's see what happens. All right, we have the return of the Ultramarines. La 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 la. Okay, so this is actually it's the same list you ran last time, Francois. We'll just remind people what's in it.
Okay, so we have a battalion, spearhead, and a vanguard. And in all of this, we have the man himself, Marnius Calgar, chapter master of the Ultramarines.
Yeah.
Chief librarian Tigarius.
Yep.
Good friend.
Got to remember Null Zone.
Yeah. Chaplain Cassius, who's great for like 10 more points than a regular chaplain. He gets 2 litanies, so basically auto take. A primaris lieutenant, a bog standard librarian. Psychic powers are Null Zone and Might of Heroes on the librarian, and Squire's Gaze and Psychic Shackle, which are ultramarine discipline powers on.
So Null Zone's on the normal dude.
Normal dude,
not Tigarius this time. Okay.
Because I figured Tigarius is going to want to cast. I'm going to want to get Squire's Gaze off every single turn. And Null Zone is probably only going to come up once.
Yeah, right at the end.
So I want to guarantee my rerolls are getting in.
Okay.
We'll see if that's a good choice.
Cool.
Then for troops, we have 2 units of infiltrators that I'm going to try to be a bit cagey with. We have a 10-man unit of intercessors.
Yep.
And then for elites, we have the aggressors.
Yep.
2 warsuits over there with the flamers.
Yep.
And I converted the warsuits so they look less silly with an actual armor plate.
Baby Bjorns. Yep.
Yes. Now we have also in the heavy support slots 3 units of eliminators.
Yeah, pretty standard.
Really like those snipers, 92 points, really solid choice, I think. Yep. And then 2 Contemptor Mortis dreadnoughts with quad las cannons.
Okay.
That's the list.
Boom. Okay. So, tough list, lots of shenanigans, very hard to charge. Although I may have a solution for that tonight. We'll see how it goes. We'll be back with the mission.
Pretty sure they're...
Alright, we will be playing ITC Mission 1, which is Seize Ground. This is the 6 objectives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We rolled up Vanguard Strike. Francois chose, and he chose that side. Because he's always on that side, and it would feel weird to be playing this side, and similarly for me.
I played that side once, and it felt off, man.
Yeah, just weird. And then I'm on this side. I think that gives me a bit of advantage because this rune is pretty big. Yeah. I think that's my only advantage because actually it's really hard for me to play Vanguard when there's a lot of shooting. That's one reason why I didn't do that well against Iron Hands, and so we'll see how it goes. But I got a footless this time, so we'll see how that goes. And then I chose secondaries. I've chosen Headhunter because if I don't get to his characters and they're all in a ball, like if I get to them, they're all going to be in a ball. If I don't get to them, I probably lost. So I'm choosing Headhunter, Recon, and Gangbusters because I'm probably going to have to kill all the aggressors, and that's 3 points. Big Game is probably only going to give me 3 points. It's unlikely I killed both Dreadnoughts without any shooting. And Butchers is hard to get without shooting against this army because they're all in like 0-up saves and stuff. Ground control you could consider with 6 objectives, but without much mobility, It might be difficult. First strike is going to be really hard to get, so only 3 out of old school, even if you get that. So really everything is like 2 or 3 points, so I chose gang because I think I'm going to have to deal with the aggressors in this Ultramarine list, or they're going to shoot me off the board. So that's what I've chosen. Francois, have you chosen your secondaries?
I'm going to take gangbusters.
Gangbusters, everything gives you gang here.
I'm not entirely sure. I need to think about it for one more minute.
So Francois has chosen gang, obviously. And then he chose recon, which is probably a good pick considering his dreadnoughts and infiltrators. And then he chose ground control. If he plays his infiltrators right, and maybe like they don't do it much, then they can end up with at least probably 2 to 3 on ground control at the end of the game, because I don't have much mobility to go and get them, and I don't have any way of shooting them. So that's probably a good pick. We'll see. There was no other real good picks. You could mark for death anything here, but then you're decreasing your gang.
And once you do that, if you get your full points, you've already tabled the other guy, right? So it's one of those where if you're getting it, you're already winning.
Yeah. So, you know, the list is designed to be a denial, like just big units. And so we'll see how that goes. We're going to come back with deployment, and then we'll be back. Okay, so deployment. I've deployed in this little castle here. I decided because Francois could deploy his infiltrators after me, and if I deep struck too many units and he put an infiltrator unit, well, actually he has put one right there, that kind of fucks up 12 inches around it for Homer. So risking that, I have deployed my whole army. I got the Terminators in this building here, and then I've got these guys here, and I've got my captain in the back here. And that's about it. Francois has deployed 2 war suits in this corner, which is a cool strategy. These 2 dreadnoughts by themselves here. And then everything else in this ball, this towel-like ball in the back, infiltrators on that objective. And then a unit infiltrators and snipers in this ruin here. And the other sniper, I think, is in that back room there.
Yeah, that's what they are. And I'll explain the thinking behind these. So I'm losing my rerolls from my characters by putting them there. But what I'm trying to do is lock down the lanes of fire. So if I can have dreadnoughts here threatening this way and that way, the blob here threatening the middle, and then the snipers and the warsuits on the sides kind of locking you in your zone, I'm hoping I can limit what you're going to be able to do movement-wise.
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it a lot.
Because the reflex when you have calgar and a lieutenant is to like
put everything in a ball.
Put everything in a ball, but these guys still hit on 2s, right? So
yeah, no, I like it a lot, and I have no long-range firepower to try and threaten them at all. Yeah. So you can put guys wherever you want. Okay, so we're already hemmed in, so we'll see how it goes. We're going to roll off for deployment now.
For going first, you mean?
Yep, going first, yeah. I rolled a cease.
I rolled a 4, you get to choose.
Okay, so what I'm going to do actually is go first, just so I have the advantage of a bit of movement. Okay. Even though I ideally would like to go second, but I will go first. So, would you like to seize, sir?
Well, you know what? You can't get to me turn 1. Not really. The only shooting that's really threatening that you have is these guys with the damage 3 profile, which I think I can weather for a turn.
It's only strength 5.
Yeah, so I'm not so worried about it.
You can just half damage it.
Right? And I can half damage it from these guys. So, no, I'll let you go first.
Okay, have a good game, man.
Good luck.
We'll come back. Custodes turn 1. Okay, so all I did with my first turn, and the reason I took first turn was to hide. So these guys tucked into this building now, so they're not going to eat last cannon fire. My whole army moved and advanced up into this ruin, and the captain is here, and that's it. I haven't shot or done anything, so that's the end of my turn. I hold. And no headhunter, no recon, no gang. So that's it. 1-0. I'm winning. Woohoo! 1-0 for Custodes. Going on to Ultramarines turn 1. All right, Ultramarines turn 1 movement. These guys came out. These guys have actually peeked out. This blob of death has moved up. Those guys are still behind there, I think, Francois, right?
Yeah, they're still
Those 2 dreadnoughts shuffled over. These 2 guys came down this way, and these eliminators are over there. So let's see what happens at the end of this turn. Okay, so Ultramarines pinged a wound off here, killed 1 venatari, first blood venatari, sucky. Snipers on the vexilla did nothing, and that's it. So, at the end of Ultramarines turn 1 and end of round 1, Ultramarines hold more, nobody got kill more, no gang, no recon, and no ground control. So it's 2-1. High scoring game for Ultramarines going on to round 2. All right, Custodes Turn 2 movement. So these guys have come out. I've measured it up and I'm outside of move, advance, aggressor range.
You are?
These guys have come back on this objective and can have lanes of fire that way and that way. The venatari are out here. They're going to try and tie up these dreads and hopefully not die.
Yeah.
Losers. The Terminators have just moved up here. Valoris is up there. Shield Captain's there. And that is it. So we'll see what happens at the end of this turn. Okay, so end of Custodes Turn 2. These guys came out and did nothing here. I killed 2 of those infiltrators. That's it. And I did lose a venatari in Overwatch there. God, the venatari are bad. They did make their charge, and because Francois was against the edge of the table, I only need 2 guys to wrap each thread.
That was a mistake. Don't do that, people.
And then he did 3 damage back to me in combat, and I failed 3 up armor saves, guys. 3 up armor saves, and I had to CP
Well, I did 6
1.
damage. You failed 3.
Yeah. I had to CP reroll 1 and to save him, and I did. Thank God for that.
So one's on
and
1 wound remaining.
Yeah, one's on 1 wound, and they're there. So they're probably going to break out in his turn, but that's okay. And that's it. So we'll come back. Oh, so not much happened this turn.
Yeah, you hold. You didn't kill.
Yeah, I hold. I did not kill, which is disappointing. And no headhunter, no recon, and no gang. So just 1 more point.
Yep.
So it's 2-all going on to Ultramarines Turn 2.
Okay.
Okay, so these Terminators are about to eat fire. I think it was a mistake moving them out because they didn't do anything. But anyway, so I forgot about the intercessors, so they're going to light them up. This blob has moved around. These guys moved around. Basically, these guys are all going to shoot. Half the army is going to shoot into these 5 dudes and see what happens. This guy's getting recon now over there. And yeah, those 2 guys are over there. And that's it. So we'll be right back at the end of this turn. Okay, Ultramarines Turn 2 shooting, bottom of 2. Yep. So Smites took out 2 of those guys, and the Dreadnoughts did 1 wound in combat, and I have done 1 wound. Woohoo! Venatari. Okay, these guys actually didn't do much. I think they took a couple of wounds off this thing.
A couple wounds there, yeah.
I lost 2 Terminators to all this, and 40 beefed up shots from intercessors. That's actually not too bad.
Actually, I expected to maybe not. I wasn't going to wipe the unit, but I expected a few more wounds.
Not too bad. And that's it. So at the end of your turn,
I hold more and I have recon.
You hold more and you hold.
And do I have any?
And you didn't kill, right?
No.
And you got recon because you snuck in my.
Yeah.
And you got 4 8. So that's 1 gang. 2 more. That's 10. And you killed.
There are 3 wounds, right?
Well, you killed 4 of those guys.
4 of those guys.
12. So that's 22. So you're already at 3 gang.
Okay.
Those guys are just easy gangbuster points. So you got 4. You actually got more points last turn, but 5, 6. So you got 6 points this turn. So you're up to 8-2 for Ultramarines. Custodes Turn 3 coming up. Yeah. Okay, so Custodes end of turn 3 movement. It's a make or break turn. These guys have moved out. These guys have stayed back there and just take some pot shots. Vexilla's moved up. All these guys have come out now, and the character is leading the charge, and my 2 crappy Venatari stuck over there. And we will come back at the end of my turn. Okay, end of Custodes Turn 3. Killed these dudes with these dudes. We killed all the intercessors, so there was really no option to wrap or do anything fancy, so we just went in and now we're gonna die. But whatever. We killed all the intercessors, we did like a wound to an aggressor, and that's about it. Lost 1 Terminator in return. Valoris got stranded. Those 2 guys lost 1 wound but survived and did 4 more damage to that Dreadnought, so there you go.
They did something.
These guys did only 3 wounds in shooting to that thing, and that's it. So, at the end of my turn, I killed, I hold, I got no headhunters, I do get recon, and I did I get gang? Not yet. No. And that is it. So only 3 points. I think the game is over. It is 8-5 going on to bottom of 3. So my other list has performed much better.
Oh, for sure.
Okay, so turn 3, bottom of 3 for Ultramarines. Obviously, those guys fell back because they can shoot the shit out of my army now. I made a mistake there. Instead of taking away the 2 guys just locking 1 Dreadnought, I took away the 2 guys keeping the locks, and now so both Dreadnoughts are free. And these 2 guys have moved up here, and these guys moved back into cover, and these two guys over here, these two guys just kind of moved.
Yeah, they just had a line of sight into the power fist there.
And that's about it. So we'll come back at the end of this turn if we got an army left.
Okay.
Okay, so end of bottom of 3, and that's it. So I've conceded. I lost my Terminator unit as expected, although one survived the aggressors. Yep. And then my captain can't really do much here. I've just got 3 characters left and 2 Terminators way over here. So that's it. Called the game. I was already 6 behind, so that's it. So, what you reckon?
Well, I mean, obviously that went much better. That went much better than last time. I think if you had your bikes, you would be doing better.
Well, if I had my other list, I'd been doing much better. But
much better.
That's not the point. I'm trying to play this foot list.
So still, the nifty trick of using the grenades to keep me from overwatching is great, because this kills things in Overwatch.
But then, like, the question is, like, should I have done that at all? Right? But it was turn 3.
I mean, if you stay hidden, I'm just always going to keep racking those points, right? Because I'm already ahead at that point. I don't even.
Yeah, you're already 8-2 ahead. So I had to do something, and there was just no way of doing it, and that's it. You know, it's just game over.
And it's crazy the stuff you can pull with the new Space Marine book. Like what I just did with the aggressors. They're Ultramarines, so they can fall back and shoot at a -1. Then you pay a CP, and they're allowed to charge, even though they fell back. And it's just like.
And they had 120 shots that are -1.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a big deal if you don't get that -1.
Yeah.
Right? Because then it's just bolters.
Yeah.
And you get them +1 to wound as well. Right? So that turns bolters into heavy bolters.
Yeah, pretty much.
And with no penalty. That you get all complete full rerolls on. And reroll ones.
The tactical doctrine, Ultramarine aggressors are great.
Yeah, like, where else can you get 120 heavy bolter shots?
I mean, it's only 18-inch range, but they can move and still fire.
If you ran a whole army of guard heavy weapon squads with heavy bolters, you wouldn't even get that many shots. Nope. And like, if you ran a 2,000-point army of just heavy weapon squads with heavy bolters, you would not get that many shots.
So, I mean, the catechism has to go off. I've been known to fail them at crucial moments, and it needs to be the closest target, but still, it's massively powerful. On the weight of dice of the aggressors, the +1 to wound, the closest target, is just brutal.
Yeah, and then they got Power Fist, 4 attacks each, basically. 5 on the sergeant. Like, it's just a lot. It's just a lot. And the -1 on the Power Fist to hit doesn't matter because you have full rerolls.
So even hitting on 4s, you're going to hit with 75% of your attacks.
Yeah, yeah. So it's just I think it's pretty much impossible for my foot list to beat this army because I don't have mobility. You have 5 units that can outflank. You have 2 units that deny all deep striking. Basically, you kill my Homer. Everybody's just foot slogging, and at some point I got to come out. And I just happen to have that concussion grenade stratagem. If I don't, I can't even charge you. No. So how am I going to kill you?
You have to charge through a wall, but I'm not going to let you do that easily, right? So
yeah, but it's like, how am I going to kill you? You know, these guys, I cannot kill these guys.
Well, I use them better too this time.
Yeah, so you make me, if I want to kill these guys, I need to
you need to commit
one of my hammer units to go backwards, and because they're only moving 6 inches, they're not out of the game.
Sure, and I'm perfectly fine with that trade. If I lose one of these, but it means that one of your Terminator units is out of the game.
You know, I deployed these guys probably wrong deploying them there, but actually I just played them wrong because I brought them out when I should have been going that way. But even then, like, you know, it's such a hard matchup. If this is a flyer list, I'm screwed. If you brought your Iron Hands with the 4 flyers, I'm just tabled in turn 1. Like, I can't fight them back. I got nothing. So, as much as I love foot stoadies, unless you're playing a table full of magic boxes, you're not winning against a lot of the meta these days. So anyway, we'll keep trying to hone it. I do like this list better with the allarus, the aquilon, and the venatari, and not running useless battalion units. So I do like that better. And just this matchup was not meant to be. So yeah, it was difficult. Okay, cool. Well, thanks for filling in, Francois.
Always
Pleasure to play again.
Yep.
Thank you for watching, everybody. Please consider following, subscribing, and Patreon. If you like what we do here, if you're a Custodes player, do check out the Custodes Collective on our Discord channel. There's lots of people in there talking Custodes all the time. All gold all the time. And thank you for watching, guys, on Twitch, and we'll see you next time.